The team of Salvino and Allison will be starting off this second game here at Paramus Lanes in Paramus, New Jersey, the CBS Bowling Classic. I'm Pee Wee Reese along with Billy Welu. Salvino. Go ahead, he said.
Give you a lot of color there, Pee Wee. Carmen is always gesturing. Points up here to the announcer stand. He knew we were talking about him. He's going for the Oscar here on the show.
Dick Weber starting things off in the second game for Weber, and Strampe a little high. The 4-pin will not fall in the iron mic. Got it. Bob Strampe on lane 6. Cranks it up. And he buries it. So both teams start off with a strike. Then Allison. Been high most of the day. Long stride. Did he overcorrect there, Bill?
Yes, he did, Pee Wee. He made the adjustment trying to keep the ball out of the nose, and he swung it very wide, much wider than he wanted to. I think he rushed that line and pulled that ball around his body.
Carmen Salvino. Was that the can opener shot?
No, that's what we call the blowout 5, Pee Wee. That was a little bit higher in the pocket and gets more of the 5-pin than on the can opener.
Bob Strampe on lane 5. Watch this slow, deliberate step. Here comes the ball. Brooklyn, Dick Weber said that he left the 310. Strampe yelling words of encouragement to this fellow right here, one of the all-time greats from St. Louis, Dick Weber.
Carry one.
But he carried it out of there.
All right.
Great break for the team of Weber and Strampe, Pee Wee, because Bob Strampe had a split situation, not a very difficult one. Had Weber gathered a 4-6 split or a 7-10, it would have forced Bob Strampe to shoot the 310, but they carry a strike, so there's possibly a difference of 32, 33 pins.
Salvino. Then bowling well. And he comes up with a big one.
All right, got to use you again right here. Cash it in.
Strampe telling Weber, use you again, have to use you again right here. You notice Weber kind of moves over to the right, but he kind of angles in toward the center of the lane. 5 steps.
Playing very little hook, Pee Wee. And he has to move his starting point to the right to get a good entering angle into the 1-3 pocket.
Looks like a big hook he's using to me, Bill.
You're putting me on, Pee Wee.
Weber and Strampe. 3 strikes. Salvino and Allison on a triple. We're in the 4th frame. Weber and Strampe beat Allison and Salvino by 51 pins in that first game. That's how the match stands right now.
If that looks like a big hook Weber's throwing, this thing Allison's throwing around out there must be a Koufax curve.
It sure is. Tell you the truth, I guess that's one reason that Weber throws that small hook like that. Billy, because you don't have as much trouble controlling that small hook as you do that wide sweeping curve. That even goes in pitching.
Roll it.
Salvino mixes them up. Here he goes. In the first match that we had Allison and Salvino, Bill, if I remember correctly, Allison really had a hot stick.
He really did, Pee Wee. He was the big man in their match. And that will point out the margin of error in the wider hook ball. You notice Weber's been pretty consistent.
What do you say, Bobby?
Matches. Allison was very hot, and now today he's very cold.
Strampe and Weber are very hot. They've won the first game by 51 pins. They're all tied up in this game, 4 strikes apiece, as you can see right there. Carmen Salvino, 31 years old, 6'2", he's one of the big fellows, 185 pounds. He's 5 times winner of the PBA tournament. Center.
Keeping their team in the match, Pee Wee. This is a big game for Allison and Salvino. Should they lose this game, they'll drop further behind on total pins, and they'll also lose another match point. So they would have to win the last game by a very, very large margin to throw it into sudden death or overtime.
Come on, Rich. Carry it now.
Weber carries that 10 pin out of there. Weber and Strampe won the first game. You can see 1 match point. They lead overall by a match score of 51 points. They're all tied up in this second game. They're going into the 6th frame, 5 strikes apiece for each team. Both of them a possible 300. Salvino has all 5 strikes for his team. Glenn Allison having a little trouble finding that pocket. He's way over to the left. He's been coming in high. Taking plenty of time. Over the second air, coming back. And he carries that 10 pin out of there. Allison.
Hi, Bobby. Right here, boy.
One of the great bowlers of all time. As Billy Welu said, he can do everything with that ball. You've seen him make many trick shots. What can you do with it? Makes it back up and everything, Bill?
Makes it hook, makes it back up, makes it go down the lane in a spinning motion from left to right. Sometimes it will hit the pins and then come back up the lane.
What do you say, Bobby?
Strampe, beautiful ball. Hit the pins and come back up the lane.
Yes, it will. It will reverse itself when it makes contact with the pins and come back up the lane, Pee Wee. Sometimes halfway, sometimes it will come all the way back up the lane.
It's a crazy ball. Every once in a while, my ball does a little trick, so you know, do a little curve going down there and kind of make a little backup shot too. When it gets about ready to go in that pocket.
That's unintentional, though.
Salvino, beautiful ball. Both of these teams a possible 300. 51 pins. This team leads by right here.
They call Carmen the spook, and he's spooking those pins today.
Yes, sir. As they say, he's one of the most colorful performers the game has ever known.
Come on, higher.
He's one of the greatest of all time. Get Weber. Bob Strampe, very happy that he didn't have to bowl on lane 6.
Weber's ball is really alive, Pee Wee. You notice those pins flying out of there. They're in a hurry to get off of the pin deck.
Weber and Strampe, Salvino and Allison, you can see they're nothing but strikes. As Billy says, it's a lot of pheasant tracks.
Right, Pee Wee.
Glenn Allison on lane 5.
Come on now.
A little high. 4 pin. Salvino with 6 strikes to his credit in this second game. Going for number 7. Allison has 1. He cranks it up. He had him going every which way, but it did not carry that 7 pin out of it. Well, that kills their 300. In the 8th frame, Allison and Salvino did not come up with that strike. Allison follows through and carries that 4 pin out of there.
Now this one right here, Bub. Gotta take advantage while we can.
Weber talking to Bob Strampe. Let's take advantage while we can.
Get the jump on them, Pee Wee. That's what he means. If they can get the strike here, they'll take a 10-pin lead.
What do you say, Bob? Push. Hey!
Well, I think when Weber said, "What do you say, Bob? Push," that may have pushed that 1 pin down.
They're having just an unbelievable run of good luck here, Pee Wee. That's 2 in this game they've carried through the nose.
Weber and Strampe, you can see they have nothing but strikes. Salvino and Allison now trailing this game by 11 pins, and Weber and Strampe lead in the match by 62 pins. Salvino, bang, big strike. Salvino now has 7 strikes.
Yeah, we gotta take advantage of that one.
See, one thing for this team, Weber and Strampe, they have a little life up there, don't they?
Right, they're working very well as a team, Pee Wee. You heard their commentary there. They said, let's take advantage of that one, meaning since they got a lucky break there and cashed in an off hit.
Come on, Dick. Carry it.
Come back with a good one now. That's what they mean, and they took advantage of it.
Weber and Strampe are now plus 21 pins. In this second game, on the match, there's 72 pins on top. Len Allison been having a little trouble today. Can't seem to find that pocket. He cranks her up. He found it that time. Beautiful ball by Glenn Allison.
Much sharper his last 3 or 4 frames, Pee Wee.
A possible 279 for this team of Allison and Salvino. And of course, a possible 300 for Dick Weber and Bob Strampe, as they have had 9 strikes in a row. Carmen Salvino banged it out of there. As you can see, Allison moves over to lane 5. If he can come up with a strike here, they will have 279. Probably still lose a game. Johnny Marr, our statistician, tells us that for all the games bowled in this CBS Bowling Classic so far, a big strike for Allison. They have been averaging over 262.
A lot of time out there, buddy. It's the first one.
279 for Allison and Salvino. Weber and Strampe lead in this game by plus 21, as you can see on your screen. Bob Strampe moves way over the left. Watch the slow, deliberate pace that he takes up to that foul line.
What do you say, Bobby?
Dick Weber talking to him.
Hey, all right, baby.
Beautiful strike. And they still have that 300 game alive, Billy.
Right, well, that was the big strike, Pee Wee. You heard Dick Weber really pulling for that one. A strike there would win the game for them and give them another match point. They're in the 280s now.
Dick Weber moves over to lane 5. Good speed on it.
Carry one.
He laid it in there.
Right here, buddy.
They're in the 290s now, Pee Wee.
We've already had 2 300s on this CBS Bowling Classic, haven't we,
All right, Bob, a
Bill?
lot of time.
Right, Pee Wee. Don Carter and Andy Marzich had the first one. Billy Hardwick and Bill Allen had the second one. And this could be number 3.
Here it is. Bob Strampe.
Looks like
Little
it's going
high.
All right, buddy.
All right, come on. Give me 10 out there, Dick. Come on. Finish it up. Come on.
Bob Strampe talking to Weber.
I was going to say, Pee Wee, I think you'll notice Weber take a little bit more time here. You notice this extra concentration, a little deep breath.
Hit it back.
That's what makes him the great that he is. Dick Weber and Bob Strampe bowling 300. Their total after 2 games, 559. They lead by 72 pins. And Allison Salvino, two-game total 487.